We're going to talk today about UTrust. Is this the future of cryptocurrency? Let's find out. So hi guys, welcome to the channel. If you are new, please do subscribe, bell button, like, comment, obviously all kinds of good stuff. I have a microphone here, a bit closer proximity, but first things first, before we start, do you want to see a magic trick? Because this is pretty cool. Ready for it? If you press the refresh button, the price goes up. It's on a monumental rise today, but we are going to talk about it in more detail. So first, I want to explain to you guys why I'm personally waiting on this to go down in price for me to get a better price. I've actually been in this before. 2017 ICO. It was my first ever ICO that I actually bought, which is kind of cool. But we're going to go back in time. We're going to think about where it's been, tokenomics, all kinds of good stuff. And most importantly, the biggest thing we need to talk about is use case, which is why I really like this. But first of all, I'm going to cut away because I'm going to explain some little things here. Because eBay, they have 182 million users as it stands. PayPal, they currently have 346 million users, and the biggie in the US, Visa, for 340 users and 801 million over the course of non-US users. So pretty big in numbers. But why is this so important? So you're going to see something very, very soon towards the end of this video when I do my full breakdown of this, of why you shouldn't be sleeping on UTrust, in my honest opinion. So first things first, what is it? Now, UTrust platform allows merchants to accept digital currencies as a mean of payment. It aims to bring digital currencies to mainstream consumers while providing the buyer protection, that's key, and credibility of traditional payment platforms. With an API for merchants and a UX for buyers, UTrust stands at the intersection of e-commerce, mobile payments, and cryptocurrency. Now, I've already mentioned three huge, well-known companies. Okay? Now, you've probably seen on the screen numbers, visualizations, what it is. But it is vitally important that you understand this as a user of cryptocurrency. We're very new. We're very, very out of the way a little bit in terms of realism, in terms of, wow, it's all speculation. What happens when we bridge that gap between speculation into the world of adoption, that people will physically use a product? So this is where UTrust comes in. This is where I'm very excited about this project, and I have been for a while. However, I'm waiting for the time to buy back in low. The reason why I didn't hold it over the last year or so is because of the world has kind of adapted a little bit away from adoption and went down a different route. I still fundamentally believe that adoption is the main where we need to be. So let's look at the website, because there's a lot of bells and whistles. I, by the way, love purple. If you know my company, purple's my colour. Love it. But we're going to talk about what it is kind of used for, the about section. And when you look at all the partnerships and how the borderless payment mechanism of 180 plus companies across every single industry, you know, this to be a force to be reckoned with? Yes, definitely. So in terms of partners as well, by the way, just to give you a bit of an insight, you've got Benfica Football Club there, you've got Jump Seller, you've got, I think you've got Woo Press, you've got all kinds of like stuff that we'll go on in more detail in a bit. But in terms of how it all works, it's all API integrated. This website is really random, by the way. Obviously, very, very easy to use. It's on the App Store. But we're going to go into more detail in a bit in terms of the use cases and all kinds of stuff. Actually, I'm going to go onto the About page, because this is where I think people will get a little bit excited of, obviously, who's in charge, experience, and all kinds of good stuff. Now, obviously, their mission is to bring the power of digital currency to the world's businesses and people with the best blockchain payment solutions for tomorrow. Now, like everything in the world of cryptocurrency, payment is going to be the fundamental thing, in my opinion, because it's a currency. You've got to use it for payment. To allow us to be able to use a cryptocurrency very, very easily, whether you are a business or a person, we need that. We can't not have just a little QR code and go bing. Like, you've seen it before, haven't you? Where you get this random little shop, it has on the window, we accept Bitcoin. And then they've got a little QR code on the end of the till going, oh, we accept Bitcoin. Well, where does it go? Well, it goes into his wallet. Well, okay. Have I got protection? No. It's like, in theory it sounds good, but the systems need to be in place. And this is what UTrust is going to give us, and already have, in all fairness. But obviously here, featured in Forbes, UTrust is boosting emerging economies through an easy-to-use, secure and accessible banking system. Massively important we understand the world of... We need to take, in my opinion, this is important, I'm going to talk about her in a minute. We need to take elements of the banking system, the good stuff about PayPal, eBay, all kinds of stuff like that, and adopt it into our own situation. But we're going to come on to certain things in a minute. But for a person, full protection for purchases is vitally important. That removes a stigma that we have with cryptocurrency. Oh, it's a scam, or if you send cryptocurrency... In a shop, a bit different, bit of credibility there, but this is where the route is going, where you can do payments and all kinds of good stuff and actually physically use and get rewarded for using said situation in terms of that. In terms of how it works, it's very, very simple. You can see how visually it looks. It's like beautiful. It's got their own wallet. Very, very easy. Instant payment, no mining fees, accurate payments, and send cryptocurrencies to others. Vitally important we understand the fact that we can realistically do anything we want with this if the store obviously accepts it. And the beautiful thing with this is it's very, very easy for merchants to adopt this. Obviously, you can see here, Benfica Football Club, freaking huge. Alternative Airlines, Phone House, more from all kinds of these companies that, if you're in certain circles, you've heard of them. I've obviously heard of like 2 or 3 of them already. But ultimately, it's a full-on system and a full-on gateway and how it kind of works. And that's kind of important where we need to go. Realistically, do we have anything like this at the moment? No. Why not? That's a problem. We need to solve that. And this is why I think UTrust will be the leading way when the adoption wave hits. And I've already said this a few times. I think the adoption wave is next year, where people will start going, oh, actually, this cryptocurrency market is pretty good, isn't it? It's pretty fast. Cool, let's use it. So that's where I'm going. But in terms of business, massively important. Now, this is obviously a very, very brief overview. But if you're a business and you are in the cryptocurrency space, why on earth are you not using cryptocurrency? And realistically, like, no matter what business you're in, realistically, any business, whatever, you can be using this. Simple as that. Like, whether you're a shop, whether you're a, you're a tradesperson, whatever. If it's all there on a system, it's beautiful. And you can see here, WooCommerce, Magneto, Presser Shop, obviously the UTrust API. They are big, big, big distributions for stores. Huge, huge numbers go through those as like standalone websites. That's massively important. But as I say, partnerships are huge. Look, it's just mental. Realistically, already starting up, you've got the likes of Benfica. WooCommerce is huge for WordPress. Magneto is huge as well in terms of usability, use case, all that scenario. But the big thing that I've always said is, I'm maintaining this, is protection for personal use is huge. But the cake cherry on that top of this, all of this, entirely all of this, is the fact of who the CEO is. Now, she has some incredible experience in multiple different rival companies. Now, what I'm saying this is, she's been in UTrust for a while. She's now the CEO, right? Perfect. But, wait for it. She's been the head of the marketplace and large enterprise partnerships of PayPal for 9 months. She was also in the Virgin Mentor program, and she was also the head of the European partner development of eBay. And before that, she was head of strategic business to consumer partnerships and obviously consumer strategy lead. She was also in the graduate program of Vodafone. So, when you merge the worlds of Vodafone, eBay, Virgin, PayPal into cryptocurrency, you're going to get one very experienced person, the head of the ship. The biggest bullish element of this one single person, who's very, very powerful in a position in a cryptocurrency, it's all partnership led. And it wouldn't shock me in the slightest to see these partnerships here grow significantly over the next 12 to 18 months with multiple agencies being able to use it. Now, you've got to think of where else can it go in terms of growth. I want to come on to that now. You've got multiple different agencies that already accept cryptocurrency, and it's a bit wishy-washy. Shopify, as an example, could well be on the list of where to they acquire. The likes of Teachable, where I use my trading platform for my own courses, that could easily be implemented on UTrust. There's tons, freaking tons of places what accept payments but don't accept cryptocurrency that could very, very easily with this, which is why long term the growth factor is huge. But going back a little bit before we finish, growth. Exchanges is a great way of growth. This is still only on some smaller exchanges. It's only on, in my opinion, 3 big exchanges as it stands right now. Qcoin, not that big, but it's got a decent amount of volume. Huobi, and you've got the main one, obviously, is OKX down there. Obviously, BitHub, bit sketchy at the moment, not going to lie. And obviously some randoms, obviously, yeah. Realistically, what happens if this goes on Binance? What happens if this is used on Coinbase? This is massive. So, honest opinion, I'm looking to buy this. There will be further videos on UTrust in terms of when to invest and stuff as it all settles down and whatnot. It's not too, value proposition as it stands. If the market is going to take a turn into the winter, potentially could happen. Not the place I want to be putting my money just yet. I'm going to wait for a nice little buy order, but fundamental wise, in terms of the use case, who's in charge, the amount of supply, where it's been in the past, all kinds of other bits and pieces in terms of product releases, developments, all kinds of stuff like that. The fundamentals are great in realistic terms. However, just be patient. The world is not going to adopt cryptocurrency overnight, but this is here for when it does. So, if you enjoyed this video, please do let me know. Do subscribe and obviously hit that bell button. And yeah, see you again tomorrow. From